It's Week 15 of the NFL, and we'll see Christian Watson. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Packers and the Bengals, and it's all up next.
Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And bottom line, when you're the starting QB, what is it?
Get the W.
Get the W.
They did that last week.
Right, got that done. Wasn't always pretty. There were some great moments. He threw 4 touchdown passes.
But got to eliminate those mistakes.
Got to take care of that, because otherwise that could come back and bite him in another ball game.
Throwing here on first down. That one caught downfield by Watson. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away, because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Oh, his first throw in the game, going to be intercepted. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's hauled in by Musgrave for the Packer touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. Taken at the goal line. And just shutting him off there. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. 21 carries, 63 yards.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play, and I'm a proponent of...
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. Carlson on for the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line.
Oh, a good return. The ball comes out. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secure. And a lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Here we go. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 40-yard line.
An inside give, Brown.
You look at this Packers defense.
They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
So on 4th down, on is Brad Robbins to punt for the Bengals.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Packers. Talk about flipping the script. That punt return 86 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Carlson's extra point up and good.
And it is 28-0. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10.
11.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Burrow. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Fielded at the 43. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards.
And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Christian Watson, the man he was looking for.
And that'll bring up 2nd down.
You talk about this Bengals defense.
Coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
They'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. He'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first, and the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. Packer pressure, and down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Packers open the lead up to 34-0. Carlson's extra point up and good. And that makes this 35-0. To nothing now as the kick is away. Joe Burrow and the Bengals heading back out there. He was intercepted on that last drive, the 3rd one he's thrown in this first half alone. And he'll look to right the ship here, 1st and 10.
11, Thomas. 11.
Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. Now he's free at the 35. T. Higgins. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins, 75 yards. And the Bengals are able to at least get one score back. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Here we go.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Here we go.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Luke Lucas Van Ness in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Here's Brad Robbins now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you.
This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 45 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain his minute.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Sebastian Joseph Day breaking through for the sack. But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. They'll set up to throw. Flushed out right. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Packers are able to add on to their first half lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bengals set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's Burrow. This one caught downfield by Higgins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. It's complete to Brown, right side. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, short tackle.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your run.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Lucas Van Ness. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On now to punt, Brad Robbins. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing.
He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going off.
And got his man complete. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Luke Musgrave, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. T. Higgins leading the Cincinnati receiving corps out for this upcoming series. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And a 1st and goal coming up here inside the 10-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Trey Hendrickson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. 2nd and long. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense. And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially stop.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Quay Walker came through to make the sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Open man is Chase, complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, given where that drive started, that's an excellent job defensively to force them into fourth down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Bengals will get the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. First down. Here's Burrow. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. Packer pressure, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Here we go, here we go. You guys are garbage.
Now Burrow. And that is incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Packers ready to take over offensively. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know they...
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
The defense very fooled on that play. He could have handed that ball off. He made a very good decision to keep it.
One word comes to mind watching that play. Confusion. Because you're exactly right. The defense, like, where's the ball? Where'd he go?
And it's a Packers touchdown.
Christian Watson.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Packers are pouring it on. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Bengals getting set to go.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Packers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They'll look to throw here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first, and the Bengals will get the football back. And that makes them now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions, because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
11.
They will toss to Brown, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They'll start with the option. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Well, he's had success running the football in this one, and that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to him.
And partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
There's a ball deep from Musgrave. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Musgrave's got it out right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. They'll try and run the option. And this will be a Packers 1st down as he's able to get this out past the 40.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Their mobile quarterback, 52 yards. And the Packers stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Carlson's extra point up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not a very good return at all, as he won't even get this back to the 15. But the Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that's going to make it fourth down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And taken at the 46. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A gain of 37. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. Reset button starting tomorrow.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10.
11 MT, Kate. 11 MT.
Burrow looking to pass. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Look at the big fella go. Inside the 10.
And all the way down to the 5. A big play there on the catch and run. 75 yards. Now it's Burrow.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Burrow will throw, and this is going to be intercepted. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. That one looks like he'll throw here. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, a 22.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Back to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Now Carlson for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on. There he goes, right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Carlson on for the extra point. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Cincinnati set to take over once again. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now Burrow on first down. Got a man open. It's Chase. A big play there for Cincinnati. 42 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, there was something having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant show. now.